Shopify print on demand.
Show you exactly how you can make more than $10,000 every single month with print on demand.
Print on demand store. And
$70,000 at the age of 18, 19.
You've probably had some ads thrown at you for it, and you've probably thought, does it really work? Well, welcome to the channel. I'm Stove, going for a little journey where I'm taking all of these little ideas that people keep marketing to us in ads and trying them out to find out if we can really make some money. So this episode is going to be based all around Shopify print on demand. I'm going to show you the sort of 4 or 5 steps that I've taken over the last few weeks to build a print on demand store, to run some ads, and to basically see if it's working, if it works for me, to see if we can make some money. So yeah. So what is print on demand on Shopify? Well, it's basically where we start a Shopify website and the products that we sell are basically printed and provided, shipped out to the customer by this third-party print-on-demand supplier. And basically, just trying to see if we can mark up these print-on-demand products and make some money off the back of it. Stage 1 is the research phase, and here, what I'm looking for is a product that I can basically sell for a price that gives me a big enough margin so I can actually market this product with ads and make a little bit too. And hopefully I can keep a little bit of that margin for myself as profit. Now, if we can do this at scale, obviously that little bit of profit then multiplies and we get a little big bit of profit. So the first thing I had to do was I had to find a product that meets a certain criteria. Now I'm looking for something that's readily available on print-on-demand sites. I'm looking for something that I can sell for about $40 to $50 or more. I'm looking for something that has a high perceived value or something that I can add a high perceived value onto. It has to be something in a niche that has enough demand, so it has to be a big enough niche. Because we're going to be doing a little bit of interruption marketing with Facebook, it needs to be something that has a little bit of a wow factor, something that's going to make you stop and say, wow, that's actually quite cool, I'd quite like that. Not just, a picture of a mug, buy this mug for £50, something that's actually a little bit different. So I started the journey here with these certain things in mind, and I started looking at all the different print-on-demand products that I could find. I quickly ruled out clothing and t-shirts because there's just so many people doing it. It's what all the gurus teach, and to be honest, I like to think a little bit differently. Next thing was accessories and things like mugs and cups. Had a deep dive into this. Couldn't see anything that I could add value to. Couldn't see anything that I could mark up for a good price. I quickly dismissed that. I landed on birth posters. Now, what a birth poster is basically to scale illustration of your baby on the day that it was born in a 1:1 format. That has a high perceived value because the person on the other end of that looks at it and they see their baby the day it was born, and they can really get quite emotional with that, and it's something that they can actually put more than just a monetary value on. So I'd chosen my product. The next step was creating the product, and the product really is the heart of any successful business. So here I really wanted to create something that was a little bit different, but not too different, so people would still recognize the product and people would still get what it's about. So the first thing to do was to write out a bit of a specification for what I wanted in the designs. Now, I'm not going to design them myself because I've got other things to do, but what I did do was jump onto Fiverr.com and I found a few designers that I liked on there. So I reached out to about 7 or 8 guys on Fiverr that had good designs that were quite unique, and I asked them the simple question of, I love your work. I hope you're available to do a little work with me. We've got a little project going on. We're looking to create 7 or 8 different baby designs. Here's a link to some designs and some websites that already exist. We would like to have designs created in similar poses to the ones that we're showing you, but we'd like you to do it in your own style. Just be creative and see what happens. 3 or 4 people get back to us that were able to do it, and we had a deeper dive into their work. Settled on 2 people. We've got Mr. Art and Soup. What Mr. Art and Soup came back to us with was the Illustrator files for loads of different designs. This is one of them. This is the same but with a thicker line. And here's some of the other poses that we went for. Mr. Art and Soup, you did a fantastic job, so thank you very much. And then the next person that I reached out to that we ended up going with was Mr. Abdul Artsy, who again, now it's worth noting that this in total cost me about $50 to get all the designs done. Same poses, different style, differentiated a little bit. The next thing to do was to open up Photoshop here on my own and really start creating a master file that I could work from. So how it works, basically they place an order, I go into the master file, I resize everything like I want to. I then choose the appropriate colors, input the data that they give me, and here we are. And this was the master file for our birth poster, and it really is as simple as that. Now the next thing to do was actually order a sample from some of these websites, and I used Printify and Printful, and they both sent out the samples exactly as they would be sent to the customer. And this is how they arrived. It says it's from my company, so it doesn't say that it's being printed by a third-party printer. I actually made it out for my neighbour's baby, and I gifted 2 of them to them, so they've got all the samples. So these ended up coming in at about $20 each. So I've got my product, all the logistics done, everything, for a total price of $20. So now all I need to do is market this product, and I'm going to list it for about $50. So I've got about a $30 margin to play for. Step 3 is creating the brand, and I really wanted this to be quite slick and streamlined. The first thing I did was create a Shopify and then also a Gmail account. I created a business email account for this business with this business's name. Now the business name that I decided to go for, I actually found on GoDaddy. So what I like to do is go to GoDaddy, just type in a bunch of domain names and find one that I like, and then I'll end up calling the business whatever domain name is available. I went with the name Birth Poster Co. I think it's nice, it's neat. I like to have a .com domain always for SEO purposes. Right there in that moment, Birth Poster Co was born. So now that I've got the skeleton Shopify site up and going, next thing to do is to create a logo for the brand. Here's the logo, and now it was time to populate the site with some images. And what I actually do is create an Adobe stock free account with a new email address, and you get 10 free stock images from Adobe. They're the best quality images you'll get. I basically went through and found some really nice stock images, and then I started photoshopping bits into them and really creating them to suit the website. Next thing was to get some text on there. I just really want to use apps that are available and get this thing running just to see if I can test the idea. I ended up landing on bold options and just put options for the information that I needed, and that seemed to work fine. So the website's coming together really nice, and in the end the print provider that I ended up going with was Printify, and that's purely because the price was the cheapest, the shipping was the fastest, the product that came was actually great quality, I really liked it. It's definitely something that I could work with and would be happy selling to someone. Now I did take the posters that I got and I did do a lot of sort of photos with them, and I made some content with them for the ads that I'm going to be running for the store. Step 4 is marketing the product. The first thing I tried was Google Ads. They're by far my favorite ads out of any ad platform whatsoever. So I installed all the apps that I need to run Google Ads on my store. I then waited for Google Ads to index everything that was on my store and pick them up. Now I was running a shopping campaign, and I was also running a single keyword ad group campaign, a search campaign. So after 3 or 4 days, the Google Ads started to deliver some results back, and I was getting about 1 to 2 sales a day at $50. So I was doing about $100 on a good day for a week or 2 weeks. And then I also started running an Instagram promo. Now I thought the account I was messaging was a different account, and I paid them for a promotion thinking it was this account that has good engagement with like 200,000 followers, whatever on it. It was actually the account I was messaging, I got confused, had like 10,000 followers, which is fine, and it resulted in 0 sales. So that was my mess up there. But I decided to focus in on the Google Ads, and the shopping campaign was really successful, but the search campaign wasn't. So I started working on the keywords in the search campaign, trying to see if I can get rid of some dud ones and up the budget on some of the other ones that were working. And then it happened. The whole world is struck with this global pandemic. Sales just totally cut off. I decided to start running Facebook ads at £20 and £40 a day just to test whether people really weren't going to buy anything, and nobody was buying whatsoever. And my Google ads all just fell off a cliff. I really feel like I had the start of a great business. I definitely think that if you can think differently and you can do a little bit of differentiation and come up with something that's unique, do your homework properly, you can definitely make some money with print on demand. I do have some other projects on the go on the channel which are really exciting, so I'm excited for them too. And yeah, basically I might make an episode 2, we'll see what happens with this. But if you enjoyed this, if you want to see me do more of these kind of challenges, and if you want to see my journey, I'm actually building a bigger brand if you want to follow along with that journey, I'll be releasing some content on that soon. I'm really excited for it. Please engage, share it around, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So, peace.